Hi, welcome back to the Canadian Music Expo Spring Equinox Edition. My name is Mark Belache. I'm president of of the Canadian Music Expo, and wanted to say hello to Rob Rapiti as our next
My name is Mark Belache. I'm president.
And Rob, you want to maybe close other browsers?
Sorry, I wanted to say hello to Rob Rapiti.
Oh, okay, Rob. Sorry, we had a technical issue there, so make sure to close all your other browsers and all that. So
yeah, I fixed that up.
Perfect. Okay, so here we go. So again, welcome back to the Canadian Music Expo Spring Equinox Edition. My name is Mark Belache. I'm president of the Canadian Music Expo, and Rob Rapiti is our next speaker, digital marketing specialist. The Mastermind agency is going to talk about how to scale your following and build a cost-effective digital marketing strategy. Now, this could be for applying for not just musicians, but really for anybody, right, Rob?
Correct. That's absolutely correct. Most of the people I deal with are with corporations.
Terrific. Okay, so if you're watching, you're a musician, you're a corporation, you're a business owner, whatever, make sure to listen to what Rob has to say, because he's got a lot of great tips here. So I'm going to let you go, Rob, and thanks very much. And by the way, for everybody else, if you have a question for Rob, something that you want to mention, just throw them in the event chat on the right-hand side or in the stage chat, and he'll be able to moderate it. And don't be shy. Feel free to ask questions, and we're all here to learn together. So thanks, Rob, and go for it.
Thank you very much, Mark. Much appreciated. Big thanks to both Mark and Alex for all their work that they put into today's event. I want today to be primarily a Q&A. So as Mark said, if you do have any questions at any time whatsoever throughout my little workshop here, by all means, please put them in the chat box. I'll be flipping between my notes in the chat box to read them regularly. So if I don't address it right away, not to worry. So I just want to start by basically giving you guys a little bit of my background, as brief as I can. I started my career in the music industry in the early 90s. Straight out of college, I launched a punk rock record label. We had 3 distributors. We sold several thousand CDs on 3 continents at the time. I signed a couple of bands to my label. We're all young, just learning the ropes ourselves, and got caught up in artist negotiation and decided that I was going to sell my services instead of investing thousands of dollars I was doing at the time, and instead have people pay me for it. So that's kind of when I really got into music promotion. My first big client was Canadian Music Week. That was in the late 90s to early 2000s. For about 4 or 5 years, I was one of the principal organizers there, handling sponsorship and a bunch of promotion. Then I eventually launched a small record label. At the same time, I launched, or a year later, I launched my own music festival and conference, the Spring Music Festival, which for a dozen years saw hundreds of indie bands and established bands from across North America and Europe descend into downtown Hamilton for a week-long series of concerts. Now, in the same year, I also launched, the festival. I debuted Mastermind Studio, which over a period of 7 years grew into 2 studios in Hamilton, 1 in Toronto. Together, the studios recorded more than 2,400 individual master recordings from bands across primarily Ontario. Now, what I do now is I'm primarily a digital marketing specialist and founder of the Mastermind agency based in the beautiful Niagara region. Right now, we're actually in the middle of our own branding. We offered a variety of typical marketing services, and now what we're trying to do is really focus on each of those individual services and build out an SEO strategy, which consists of each of those services having their own websites. Some of those services or some of those websites are service and industry specific. For example, I'll show you here just on my screen. As a talent agent, see, what we do is digital marketing, but as a talent agent, I was a talent buyer for 15, 20 years. And now as a talent agent, I sell bands to festivals, fairs, corporate events, primarily tribute bands and cover bands and other types of entertainment, world-class illusionists and whatnot. So here's a website that we launched at a trade show last month, at a virtual trade show called festivalandfairmarketing.com. So we do, for this industry, Not only do we provide them with digital marketing services, primarily social media. I tell you, doing social media for festivals and fairs is a lot of fun. It's really easy to create content. So we do that, and then at the same time, we sell them entertainment, as I said. Right now, we also, our talent can be visited at talentbuyerportal.com. All it is a very simple slideshow with a variety of bands that are on my roster. Anyhow, that's a little bit about me and what I do currently. I'm here to talk about digital marketing. Sorry, I'm using a variety of screens here, so bear with me. So again, at any time, by all means, feel free to ask questions. Now, I didn't really know what to expect today, what kind of audience to expect. I suspect there's a variety of different demographics. I think maybe we have some from hip hop and urban scene, as well as maybe folk. So, but the advice I'm going to give today and my recommendations essentially are universal for any genre. Actually, the more of a subgenre you are in, the better chances are of you building that online following. And of course, there's no better time to do it than during the pandemic. Overall, according to Statistics Canada, Canadians have increased their online web usage by more than 41%, and that follows every demographic right up to like 65 plus. So everyone's online more. I post regularly on social media, and by all means, feel free to check out the Mastermind agency or Mastermind Niagara on our Facebook, on our Instagram. We have a YouTube channel as well, just a very brief one for our talent. But anyhow, I digress. So the tools you're going to learn today are for both working musicians. If you're a working musician, you probably already use a lot of these tools, or maybe there's a few tidbits you can take away with you. But really for aspiring musicians to teach you some of these basics. So anyways, let's get started here. I'm just going to find my mouse. And we're going to start with Google Analytics, or sorry, no, Google Trends. So this is interesting. So I work primarily with corporations. I have a big history, obviously, of working with musicians, and I'm looking to get back into working a little bit with musicians and taking what I know and developing a couple of musicians and their followings with it, almost as a proof of concept with my agency delving back again into artist marketing. Anyhow, this here is Google Trends, and I absolutely love it, Google Trends, because let's take for example, let's see. Oh, let me just increase that. So let's take for example, what kind of genres? You know what? If you're let's hear from the audience quickly. If you are an artist, let us know what genres or subgenres you are in. Let us know if you're wishing to grow your follower base. Let me know a little bit about you. What are you doing right now to grow your follower base? So I'm going to just quickly have a look to see if we have any comments as of yet. Awesome. No, I don't think so. Anyhow, all right. So let's say, for example, you are an artist that is into, let's pick a subgenre. Let's say folk. Okay, let's say Americana. Let's do that. All right, so we're in Google Trends right now. So the beauty of what Google Trends is, you can search anywhere on the planet looking for certain keywords that associate with your style of music. For example, you're an Americana artist, and right now, as you can see up here, where's my mouse? There we go. We're searching the United States. So if I hit enter, what's going to happen is you're going to see where this is most searched in the United States. Okay, so you see these trend lines. These are the trend lines that Google offers based on the searches, and I think we have here just in the last, okay, it looks like roughly the last 30 days, right? You can go, here we go, you can go, no, sorry, this is past year, my mistake. You can go 12 months for the past hour, past 4 hours. Like, you can really dig down into your research and find out where you should be targeting your audience. And there's a method to my madness here. And rock, punk, metal, awesome. I used to have my studio did lots of metal, and I used to have a punk rock label. So right on, Chris. So let's do for example, punk rock. I don't know. Do people still say punk rock, or is it just punk? Okay, so let's take a look. Let's scroll down here. So these numbers here, Google doesn't tell us what they are, but what it means is the most searched area, the most area that has this term searched the most is 100. So if you compare, for example, Idaho and Nevada, there's not much of a big difference as far as the people that search that kind of music. So who would have known, you know, Idaho likely has a punk rock listening demographic, right? So here are these numbers, as I said, and you can look for these trend lines. This is what digital marketing is about. So if you're going to release, say, for example, a record, what you want to do is you want to find out where you're going to target your audience by doing searches like this. These are also related topics, okay, that are that you may want to use in your next step. So, for example, excuse me, I drink like Donald Trump with two hands. So you go into Google keywords. So let's go into Google keywords. This is really interesting. So we will plug in the word punk rock, right? So these are keywords you want to own, and you combine the keywords you want to own with the geographic areas where they are most searched, and that's kind of pinpoints where you perhaps want to target some of your advertising. We're going to talk a little bit about really easy, cost-effective advertising, how you can do it with social media as well. All right, so let's have a look here. So we want to discover new keywords. And I know this is probably dry for a lot of people, but this is what equals success if you're willing to do the work or even find an intern to help you. So let's go punk rock, get results. All right, so punk rock bands, right? So this has low competition. Average monthly searches are about very, very low. But if you type in punk bands, punk fashion, again, these are keywords you want as part of your SEO strategy. So, you know, let's take, for example, you're a punk rock label or even a punk rock band. And again, substitute the word punk rock for whatever your genre is. And now you have a list of keywords here that you can write blogs about, right? So if you know that there are searches being done, particularly in certain areas, but searches being done on other similar keywords, you can write blogs about 90s punk band, right? Because you know these are what people are searching. So there's a couple of little bit of ideas as to how you can start your research, how you can start your strategy for building your online domination. So again, whether you're Chicano rap, Caribbean music, reggae, quiet storm, urban adult, contemporary rock, modern rock, alternative, gold, no, not gold, that's past music. Anyhow, there's a way for you to find an audience. It's just a matter of learning how. And by the way, YouTube is fabulous. If you want to learn anything about this, just go to YouTube, sharpen your pencil, and get ready to learn. So before, you know, this all goes as part of an SEO strategy. And, you know, especially for the young aspiring musicians, you want to really think about this even before you launch your promotion. Having your own domain name is really, really important, right? So let's say, for example, you want to call yourself MC Phoenix. Well, before you register any domain, you want to Google that. Maybe there's already an MC Phoenix on fire or something like that. That you want to find a domain keywords that are low competition, sort of like what you see on my screen right now as well. So So let's talk a little bit about social media targeting. Now, for the sake, or most of the people here likely use YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, I would guess. Doing marketing on most of those platforms are very similar. So for the sake of this presentation, I'm just going to use Facebook to show you guys how easily you can find your niches and their audience. So Facebook Pixel, that is a piece of code you get from Facebook that you put on your website. And a lot of you watching here probably oftentimes when you're on your internet, you're looking to buy something, whether you go to Amazon or through on Google, and then next time you're on Facebook, you notice that product is now following you around. Well, the reason that happens is because of a piece of code called a Facebook Pixel. You put it on your website. Now, every single musician should have this on their website because pretty much every single musician has a Facebook page, and what you want is you want them to go to your website. Once they go to your website and you have a Facebook Pixel, and I may be preaching to the choir here. Many of you may already be doing this kind of stuff, but they are now caught in your web, and if your online strategy is correct, again, next time they're on Facebook, your ads are going to show up. Now, let's talk a little bit about social media advertising. So this is the Facebook Ad Manager. This is like a superpower for, I hope, can everybody hear me? My speaker just went off. I'm going to put my headset on. All right. Okay. Let's just make sure I am connected. Okay. Can everybody hear me? Okay. I'm going to assume everybody can hear me, and if you can't hear me, then by all means, please tell me. Anyhow. Okay, so this is Facebook's Ad Manager, and like I said, this is like having a superpower to for brand awareness, for website traffic, for engagement, for leads, conversions, selling your music. So let's just quickly, let's say we want, we could do store traffic, but let's say, for example, we want to drive web traffic, or no, let's do engagement. So you want people to engage with your Facebook page, and Facebook is a great place to grow your following. I do it with so many of my corporate clients all the time. So this is what you call the ad levels on Facebook. So it's very simple. Once you know how to do it, you go in there, you give it a campaign name or whatnot. But what I'm going to show you right now is really the power behind it. You can put together a budget for as little as $5 a day. You can reach potential fans for as little as 7 cents. You can hear me. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Alex. So you can gain new fans for as little as 7 cents. But let me forewarn you right now, just because you gain followers doesn't mean they'll stick around, right? You have to provide the social media content. You have to engage with them on literally a daily basis and foster those relationships. But what I'm going to show you right now, I absolutely love this. Okay, no, we're not going to search existing audiences. Hold on. This is where, no, okay, here we go. This is where, and we don't want that dash. Okay. So here we go. You can, this is the world, obviously. You can pick your genre, or sorry, your age group. Now, there are online tools you can use. Like, let's, again, going back to the punk rock genre. You can go online and you can find out the demographics of punk rock. You can find out where they're located. And I think it was Idaho and Las Vegas. So, and you can find out what the age group is. So let's go, man, I'm a Gen Xer, although I'm not that old, but let's go as high as 55 because I know there's a lot of Gen Xers. Okay, and now we're gonna do detailed targeting. All right, folks. So let's do. So we can. So let's do countries first. Oops. Okay, so here we go. No, wrong one. There we go. So let's do Las Vegas. Okay, I'm gonna click that. What happens over here is it's going to tell you how many potential people you can reach every day, how many post engagements you could expect every day, and this keeps changing as you add stuff to it. And again, so let's put this to there, okay? And then we had Idaho, I believe, as well. Oops. Wrong section. There we go. Idaho. And watch, this will change again. Okay, so, and I'm not going to get into it today, but like you could do A/B testing. So what it means is you can go through, you can pick all your demographics based on your research. But if you've done a lot of research, you could do another one. For example, let's say if these are the top places that searches for punk rock, then you could take all the second and third places, put them into a separate campaign, and you could A/B test them between the two and see where you get more sales, more fans, more engagement. And you should always be doing that kind of testing before you actually, and you can do it for $5-10 a day before you really put a lot of money into it. So, and here we go. All right. So this is demographics. So let's just put in punk and see what happens. Rock. Okay. Oh, there we go. So these are people who are interested in punk rock within the areas we've already located. And as you can see there, there's the size. Now, what I'm showing you guys here is not really, it's not rocket scientists. It's just people who are in the know and know how to use these tools. So you type in a few other things. Okay. So punk. Hardcore punk, okay? So let's do that. Okay, and we'll do one more, and we'll see if the Facebook algorithm has picked up on what we're trying to do. So you click on suggestions, and it starts going through all this stuff, right? So I'm not up on today's punk rock, but let's assume you have a band that sounds like Green Day. So anyone who has an interest in Green Day, bang, you target them. So you guys, I got about 5 more minutes, so you guys kind of get an idea of how you can target these. And then you go through, again, this is an international audience. I do whole seminars on these things, but this is just one aspect. Anyways, you put all of this information together into one cohesive campaign. And part of that is your SEO, search engine optimization. You want to make sure you're found, and we talked about this. Once your website is done, you can go into here and just basically analyze your website, essentially any website on the internet. You can Google SEO Analyzer, and it'll tell you what's wrong with the site, what's better with the site. It's great in the corporate world for looking up your competition. This is the back end of a website, of a modern WordPress website. So again, SEO, really important stuff. If you go into SEO here, this is what we call technical SEO, and this is what you do to make sure Google finds you, right? Because when someone's typing in Toronto R&B, you want to make sure that you're one of the ones that show up. And the beauty of technology these days is you can do this yourself. You can go online, you can learn how to do it. It doesn't take long to learn. I have a team that does this kind of stuff for me, and really, all you got to do is go through there's wizards and fill in the blanks and stuff like that, which is, I believe, no, not this page. Anyhow, part of your SEO strategy is backlinking as well. It's very useful in the corporate world. It used to be the more backlinks you have, the better. I once Googled the TD Bank and they had something like 40,000 backlinks. Google recently changed it. Now it's not so much how many backlinks, it's domain authority. You can have 100 backlinks from no-name websites, but if you have 5 backlinks from other websites with domain authority that are similar to what you're trying to do, so if you have a backlink from billboard.com to your website, well, Google looks at that as being important. So here's a perfect example. A website that doesn't have a lot of music domain authority but has geographical authority is the Toronto Musician Directory. So it's always good to look, 731 entries. So it's always good to have this as part of your SEO strategy. Builtwith.com, you can punch in any website here and find out what's under the hood of their website. So here, let's do LinkedIn. Actually, you know what? I don't have time. So, but again, it's always good to know what's under the hood of a website. Typically, you want to have pixels, you want to have trackers, you want to have forms, et cetera, et cetera. I want to quickly hop over to the next tab here, which is MailChimp campaigns. Really easy. It's free. You know, if you take a look at some of the statistics, the average open rate is 18%. Click-through is 2.6. My campaigns are 48%, 40%, 31%. So if you know what you're doing, you can get a better read in click-through rate. Anyhow, these are all just things. Usually this seminar takes almost an hour to do, so I'm just quickly running through this. So if anyone has any questions, by all means, please let me know. I'm more than happy to answer them. You can link through to me and message me anytime. Again, as I said, I'm looking to do some work in the music business. Again, transferring this to the music business. I'm not even really looking at it as an immediate business opportunity. So if anyone has any ideas, they want to do collaborations or whatnot, I'm certainly open to any of it if anyone's interested. Thank you very much, Alex and Mark. You guys are awesome rock and roll dudes, and I look forward to returning. And if there's any questions in the meantime, I'm happy to answer.
Hi, Rob. Can you hear me okay?
Pardon me?
Hello?
Yep, I can hear you. Hey, Alex, nice to officially meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you as well. So yeah, I'm not sure if you noticed, but there actually was a few questions that came in just during the presentation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we still on? Okay. Oh, you know
yeah,
what?
we still have a minute or so, so maybe you just want to kind of address some really quickly.
Okay. Yeah. I don't. I have them. I'm under event and I'm under chat.
Yeah, so they're under the stage one. So do you see the one that says stage? They're
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. So yeah, so we're still on?
Yeah, we're still on. So I can just read some of them off for you. So BTB
okay,
Audio. Yeah, so BTB Audio asks, how much do you recommend a brand new artist in hip hop to spend on awareness promotion?
It all, you know what? It all depends on what you're trying to accomplish, right?
Mm-hmm.
It depends if it's a CD release party, normally I would say, or a live event or whatnot. So it really depends on what the campaign is, and it depends on the scope of what you're trying to do. Are you is it a local campaign? Is it more of a national campaign? So it really depends. Testing. Again, if you want to run some tests before you launch the big campaign, the recommendation is between $5 and $10 for the testing. Can go for typically 7 to 10 days. So, whatever the math is, a few $100 for testing, you will get some really, really good data points based on that. And I do apologize for being in the wrong chat box, folks.
Okay, great. Yeah, so awesome. Hopefully, BTB, that answers your question. There's another question here from Aaron Brown. So they asked, what is the ideal keyword that we should be focusing on? And then I think they were referring to a bit earlier in the presentation, and they say high traffic and low competition. So maybe
Right.
when you were,
Okay.
yeah, so I think maybe they were just referring to when you were looking at that sort of system where it showed like,
Yep.
oh, like this has low competition and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it really depends on what it is. Like, if again, if you're let's say you're a modern rock artist, so let's say you sound, excuse me, let's say you sound like Billie Eilish, right? So those are some keywords. When people Google Billie Eilish, you want that to appear as well, right?
Yeah.
So it has to pertain to what keywords you want to own. And when you start a strategy, you make a keyword list and you go from there. So if you're a heavy metal band, you want to go into you want to think of every word that represents hardcore metal, and then you want to go into the keyword search, and you want to see what else comes up, and you want to put a lot of those on your website. But you don't keyword stuff for the sake of keyword stuffing, which is another topic in itself. So hopefully that answers. And again, I apologize, I missed that.
Awesome. Yeah, that was a really good answer. And then we have just one more question here from Glenn. So he asks, what is your website or email address?
Yeah, my website is themastermindagency.ca. Like I said, we're going through a rebranding. So right now, you got to contact us through social media. But this is it right here. I'll be absolutely honest with you. We've been so swamped with our clients, and we launched a whole new website, the one I had showed you, festivalandfairmarketing.com at a trade show last month, that we have been putting something off on our own website, which the support for it was going to expire in January, and it did. So we just decided, instead of having a flawed website, we're going to link this to all of our social media, and we're working on an amazing website. And like I said before, we are focused. We're building instead of having one website, we're building a variety of websites to kind of encompass everything we do.
Okay, great. Yeah.
But it's the mastermindagency.ca. Long answer to a short question.
And would you prefer if people like at the event they get in touch with you directly, or should they go to the website?
No, whatever they want. Any way you can figure out to reach me, you can text me anytime.
Okay, great.
It's 905-730.
Let me tell you what, I'll just put that in the chat. So it's 905.
Absolutely. 730.
730.
6874. I get back to everybody. If I don't get back to you immediately, don't worry. Generally, I get back to everybody within 24 hours. Or you can email. Actually, if you wouldn't mind putting this in the chat, email me to Rob at robrapiti.com.
Rob at robrapiti.com.
Yep, rapiti.com. And anyone who wants a free 15-minute consultation, happy to do it. Absolutely happy to do it.
Awesome, great. Well, thanks again, Rob. It was great having you speak today. It was a really interesting presentation. Definitely a lot to take from it. And hopefully, everyone else here got some great information from it. And definitely get in touch with Rob. He's a guy who knows his stuff. And take him up on the consultation as well. Sounds really great. Thanks again, Rob.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Alex, you are a rock star. All the best to you and Mark. Thanks so much.
You too. Thanks again. Bye.
Bye-bye.